feel like I've made it. I've achieved something. Making complex curves in Minecraft. Hmm. Yeah. I don't really know what to say. There probably needs to be something else underneath here. And I know that already. I already have plans to put stuff underneath here. But the more I look at it, the more it seems like it needs something like a dish, or something that kind of looks like a dish, or something that kind of looks like it's something that's holding it up. Because that doesn't seem complete. Although it'll be like, something down here, and then there'll be that, and then there'll be another thing up there. So there'll be like kind of layers of stuff. I think that's... yeah, okay. I'm fairly happy with that shape. I'm fairly happy with that shape. I like how it turned out. And remember that, we're trying to visualize this with the 3 petals, not just the one thing. I don't know if that's obvious to you guys. I'm just kind of thinking in my own head. So imagine if that shape is repeated on the other side. So it's not just one thing. It's 2 things there, and then behind all of that, there's a third one. So there's 3 of them, and that's what we're trying to visualize. So not just this one thing. I hope that was obvious before I had to tell you. Otherwise, I might not be making very much sense otherwise. See here, I like that. This shape I like. Now this shape is impressive because this thing just kind of sticks out over you. Look at this thing. It really kind of extends outwards from the middle, right? And it kind of creates this huge canopy above you. I like this angle a lot. Which is curious, because we walked sideways for like, I don't know, 30 meters or something. And it completely changed my opinion of it. So maybe it's just about choosing the right angle to look at it, Or maybe it's just we're missing the other bits. See, now if I come back, let me just come back in the middle, see if I've changed my mind. Yeah, no, really it is. It's more impressive further along. Like when you're looking at it at this angle, it's not quite as impressive. Let me just come further this way. This is interesting. You guys might have a completely different opinion as to what you find. See, that's interesting. That shape there, like it's kind of bending away from you. That looks kind of impressive too. I wonder about that. No, okay. I mean, yeah, okay. I think it's pretty good. I think if it looks good like 80% of the time, that's pretty good. I think. I'll settle for 80%. Maybe it's just because we're missing the other one that makes this looks a bit strange. I don't know. No, but yeah, I think I like it. Let me just keep walking around. Walk to the other side. Or at least look at it, end on. To see what it looks like. Yeah, I think I like this shape. I think this shape is it works for me. I like it. It is pretty impressive, isn't it? It is very impressive. I am impressed by myself. I am so impressive. Looks a little bit stumpy when you look at it straight on like this. Like end on. Huh, it's not bad. It's a little bit stumpy. It looks... Does it look a bit strange to you? Like when you look at it straight on? It seems very far away. It's a trick of the perspective. Or the angled lines, like my brain is trying to read it as a flat object that kind of just angles upwards, but it's not. It's actually like a complex curve. Again, again, it's the human brain trying to interpret shapes that it sees, and it's not really working because the shape is so alien it's so unfamiliar that the brain doesn't really know how to interpret the lines that it sees. Which is really interesting. Okay, yep, I like it. I like it. I like it. I think it works. I think this is going to work out just fine, guys. I'm fairly confident at this point. And here we go, we're back to this. No, I think it's gonna work. Alright, so that's one concept for the shape of this lower petal. I'll try the other concept as well, but I might take a break first. But for now, I think this is gonna work out great. I like this shape. I don't know how it's gonna look when it's made out of glass, though. It doesn't have to be entirely glass. It can be glass and something else, or it can be like different colors of glass. I still have to figure that stuff out. What colors to use, and then whether I want to put a pattern in the glass, like I was thinking like green and red. Or maybe like a light green and red, or a light green and pink, or light green and orange, I don't know. Yeah, I have to test out colors, but you know, it doesn't have to be just kind of green, it can be like light green and dark green, and then have a pattern in it, or something. Who knows, man, like there's so many options. Okay, so I'm fairly happy with this shape. I find this shape quite fascinating, just because you know it's a complex shape, and it's big. Big is always good, and I feel like I've achieved something that I've never tried before in Minecraft. You know, making complex curves in Minecraft, and you know not just any curves, but precise complex curves. Like everything is calculated, everything is rational. You know, I'm not just making random shapes. This is a precisely calculated shape as well, you know. I feel like, yeah, I'm quite happy with what we're doing. Actually, let's hold on, we're not done. So we looked at it from the outside. Let's look at it from the inside. Let's just do this properly. So that's kind of intimidating. Imagine if it's kind of completely surrounded. You're completely surrounded by this kind of ball shape. Although if it's glass, it's going to be transparent, so you can see underneath it. So maybe it's not that intimidating if it's glass. But this is quite epic, and especially if there's more shapes above you. I said earlier that I don't really like this, but I do now. I think, like, it's very subtle, but you can see that, you know, as you get past there, you can see it just curving away a little bit. Like right at the edge of the vision, you can see it start to curve away. Like when you see something curving away from you, then your mind knows that there's more beyond the horizon. It's like a horizon, right? You know that there's something beyond there. And I think maybe that's comforting in a way. Whereas if you don't see it curving away from you, then it just ends there. It feels like, okay, this is it's kind of. Did I just hear zombies? Yeah, so like if you don't see the thing curving away from you, so you know it just ends there. Then it's kind of like, wow, this is kind of like, you know, it's limiting, because it ends, like the whole thing just kind of circles you in and it ends. Whereas if you see it curving away, then you think, okay, there's something beyond there. There's something beyond the horizon. There's more, so then you don't feel like you're constrained within that shape. I don't know if you guys feel that, or if you guys can, you know, understand what I'm trying to say there. But here, I don't know, maybe I have to look back at the videos, but there's a subtle difference between, now that I can see it curving away a little bit, compare that with before when I really didn't like it very much. Alright, so the other thing we want to do is to look at it from above. Also, is it nighttime again? It is nighttime again. Spend a lot of time talking, but we kind of need to, because it's a complex thing that we're trying to do here. Alright, so even here, well, that thing's in the way. I guess these inner shapes will be in the way. With glass you can see past them, but like even here, you feel very like it's a very sheltered kind of space, because you're completely surrounded by this massive circular thing. Or, I mean, if you imagine that there's, you know, two more petals there and there, then you're gonna be pretty much be surrounded at this point. So everything's kind of focusing into the middle. Let me just sleep quickly. And then we'll go further up and see what it looks like from above. Can I get the bed? Did I really just drop the bed? I should pick it up. Alright, let's go back up. Yeah, it will be different when it's glass. It won't be completely solid. You know, again, you know, when you're kind of completely surrounded like this, it feels kind of threatening. I don't know if you guys have been on stage, or if you've been inside the Colosseum, or if you've been, you know, this is what it's like when you're in like when you're on stage and everybody's just looking at you. Everybody's kind of focused on you, and then I don't know if you've done public speaking or you know, make speeches. It's pretty intimidating. It's pretty intimidating because like everyone's kind of focused on you, and then you really feel the pressure of having to perform, as it were. But now that when you get up to here, though, it's a different thing. It's like that's interesting. That shape there. Look at that. Can't really fill. Like it can't really fit that into the into the screen. It's kind of too big. Like again, the shape is different. Like again, the brain is trying to read it as a flat shape because it doesn't recognize the curves. Like your eyes are having so much difficulty trying to understand how this shape actually works. Like the shape looks different. Every time you go to a different angle, it looks different. It's amazing. How do I feel about this? Not. I guess as you go up, it opens up. Like when we were kind of lower down, it felt like we were inside an arena or inside some sort of stage. But as we go further up, it actually does open up, and you can see that there's stuff beyond. And then we're higher up. Up here, the circle is more apparent. It's more obvious that it's cut out of a circle. You can see it. I think it works. I think it works. I think I like it. I think it yeah, like it opens up as you climb further and further up. That lower petal, it kind of opens up, and as you get further away from it, it seems to like open up, and then you're kind of coming free from it. I don't really have the words to describe it. Maybe I need to think about the words. Again, like these are unusual shapes, so I can't really think of any good way to describe it. But you know, from up here, it becomes less significant. It gets back to the circle as well, and the three circles have always been interesting. And as you get further up, then you can see the circle again. Especially from the inside, you can see this. From the outside, you can't. From the inside, you can see the circles quite clearly. And the circles are interesting. Yeah, that works. That works for me. I like it. Let's go to the top. I don't think we can see it from the top. Or maybe we can see a little bit of it from the top. Alright, so overall, I believe I am quite happy with how this turned out. And I'm also quite proud that I managed to do it without too much trouble. It did take a bit of work, but you know, I figured it out. Yeah, so once you get up to here, then these closer petals will definitely dominate over the smaller ones. Well, I mean, they're bigger, but they're further away now, so they look smaller. They look like they're smaller. So the further you go up, the further these upper petals will dominate your view. And it feels like we're going into space. Look how high up we are. We're going to the moon! Ah, man. Man, I've forgotten how high... Is the view distance correct? Is the fog distance correct? I think I must have lowered the view distance a little bit. I feel like the view distance is... Oh no, this is probably right. Because supposedly when we're at the top of the map, we should not be able to... Oh, this is the very top, isn't it? Oh, this is the very top. So at the very top, we can barely see the ground. Yeah, so once you get to the very top, you can tell it's the circle. Which is, you know... We didn't see the circle at all when we were on the ground. I guess it's the wrong angle, but from this angle, you can tell it's the circle again. Which is good. Which I like. I do like that. And you can't really tell it curves down at all. Interesting, isn't it? Like it's a different shape. From like it's a different shape from every angle. Cool. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure I've rambled on long enough for now. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do, as I said, is we're gonna try the constant radius concept on that lower petal and see how that turns out. But I might do that next week. I might just give myself a few days off. Yeah, I guess I'll see you guys there.